Hello! Another week has gone by. I'm going to run down the results of Week 6 and then make my picks for Week 7 very quickly because I barely have a voice today. And I'm going to need a voice next week. Um, Starting with the Rams and the Packers, I picked the Packers to stay undefeated and beat the Rams, and they did by a score of 24-3. So that is one. Buffalo and the Giants. I picked the Buffalo Bills to stay on their hot streak. They didn't. They played a good game, but they got edged out 27-24 by the Giants. No points on that one. Indianapolis in Cincinnati. I picked the Cincinnati Bengals to beat them, and they did 27-17. So make that two. Carolina at Atlanta. Excuse me. I picked Atlanta to win by a score of 31-17, and that happened as well. And well, I didn't pick the score, but you know what I mean. That's three right. I picked the Detroit Lions to beat the San Francisco 49ers in what ended up being a kind of a chippy game at the end. Well, not really the game, but the post-game handshake. You know what I'm talking about. But San Francisco ended up winning that game. It was 25-19, so no points on that one. Philadelphia, Washington. I picked Michael Vick to bring his Eagles out of his slump, and they kind of did. It was Philadelphia by a score of 20-13. Make it 4. Jacksonville, Pittsburgh. That was an easy one. I picked Pittsburgh. They won 17-13. Make it 5. I picked Oakland to beat the Cleveland Browns, and they did by a score of 24-17. So I'm up to 6 now. Houston lost to the Baltimore Ravens after I picked the Ravens. Final score was 29-14. So with my pick of the Ravens, that makes it 7. Picked the Saints to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That didn't happen. It was Tampa Bay by a score of 26-20. So no points on that one. Dallas and New England. I picked the Patriots to beat the Cowboys and that happened by a score of 20-16. So you can give me 8 now. Sunday night game was Minnesota-Chicago, and it ended up being a very one-sided one. Chicago won by a score of 39-10 as per my pick. So you can give me 9 right. And Monday night was Miami at the Jets. Miami could not get into the end zone. So my pick of the Jets ended up being successful as they won 24-6. So of the 13 games in Week 6, I got 10. So percentage-wise, my best week so far. And if you add that to my 5-week total of 45, 45 plus 10 equals 55. So that is how many right I've gotten over 6 weeks. Moving along to Week 7. Let's see what we got. And we still have a slate of 13 games. The 6 teams that have the week off are Buffalo, Cincinnati, New England, the New York Giants, Philadelphia, and San Francisco. So everyone else in action in Week 7. Starting with the Atlanta Falcons and the Detroit Lions. Kind of a risky one. The Falcons, good team. They've always been talented. They were talented last year. They're talented this year. This year they've been kind of inconsistent, though. And the Lions, they have been consistent, except for last week. You know, they've shown that they're for real. I'm not going to argue with that. I'm going to go with consistency here, and kind of home field advantage as well. I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions. So sorry again, Atlanta fans. That's what I'm doing. Denver and Miami, 2 teams that are kind of, you-know-whatting the bed. Denver is giving Tim Tebow his first start in Tim Tebow's home state of Florida. Excuse me. I think that will kind of rile them up, and if nothing else, it may not make Denver a great team this year, but against Miami, I think it might be the edge. So I'm going to give Denver the benefit of the doubt here, picking Denver. Houston and Tennessee. A lot of the preseason predictions pointed to Houston, but mine was to Tennessee, and I think this game is going to show that Tennessee is the stronger team here, and I'm going to pick Tennessee. So, yeah. Chicago and Tampa Bay. This is one where I'm kind of, again, going to pick consistency over inconsistency a little bit. Chicago, they've had some good games, they've had some bad games. Tampa Bay, you know, Tampa Bay's hard to read. You don't know what they're going to do. But I'm going to pick the point to Tampa Bay having a good game here. I'm going to pick Tampa Bay over Chicago. Okay, Seattle and Cleveland. Kind of another nobody's game. Gonna pick Cleveland because, you know, I think they're a team on the rise. I think they're moving in the right direction. And Seattle, you know, they're full of stopgaps. So I'm gonna pick Cleveland here. San Diego and the Jets. And not to be a broken record, but this is kind of another one where I'm gonna pick consistency over inconsistency. Either team capable of winning, but gotta go with the hot hand. And well, the Jets were hot last week, obviously, but that was against the lowly Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna pick San Diego here. Might be a risk, but yeah. Washington and Carolina. Again, I like Cam Newton, but I don't think Carolina as a team is quite ready yet. Washington, they've shown, you know, little bits of promise, and I think that's going to be enough to take them against the Panthers. So, Washington is my pick. Pittsburgh, Arizona. This one's just plain easy. Gotta go with Pittsburgh here. I don't think that requires any more explanation. Kansas City, Oakland. This one will be interesting because Oakland's gotten off to a good start. They're 4-2, but they have lost their quarterback, Jason Campbell, possibly for the year, and they made a trade to acquire Carson Palmer. You know, and it's hard when a quarterback comes into a new system just like that. They got to learn the system and all that. So I'm not even sure who's going to be starting. It'll either be Palmer or it'll either be the backup Kyle Bowler. But Oakland as a team, I think, still impresses me more than Kansas City as a team. You know, whoever they got as quarterback, Kansas City hasn't been great this year. I'm still, it may be a risk, but I'm still looking at Oakland to edge this one out. I'm picking Oakland. Let's go to St. Louis and Dallas. Dallas is a team that's had some trouble, but St. Louis is a team that's had a lot of trouble. I gotta pick Dallas to bounce back in this one. Dallas hasn't been great, but they've been a lot better than St. Louis. So that is my pick. Go to Green Bay and Minnesota. Green Bay, the only undefeated team left in the National Football League. And they're going against a Minnesota team that has done pretty much nothing. They are switching quarterbacks this week. They're benching Donovan McNabb in favor of Christian Ponder. And, you know, a team that has to switch quarterbacks just because their quarterback hasn't been doing so well, or because the team hasn't been doing so well, whatever. You know the team's not doing well. And Green Bay, an undefeated team going into a Minnesota team like that, it's hard not to pick Green Bay, and I am going to pick Green Bay. So we'll see if I ever don't pick Green Bay. In fact, I think I didn't pick them once. But moving on to the Sunday night game, which is Indianapolis and New Orleans. Again, a game that would have been a good matchup if a rematch for the Super Bowl from 2 years ago. Would have been a good matchup if Peyton Manning were playing, but he is not. I have to go with the New Orleans Saints here. I don't think Indianapolis is going to beat a team like that without their star. So, got to pick New Orleans. And the Monday night game, another easy one, why don't you? Baltimore at Jacksonville. Jacksonville has done pretty much nothing. Baltimore have been a model of consistency. Got to go with Baltimore in this game to close out Week 7. So to recap my Week 7 picks, I'm picking the Lions over the Falcons, the Broncos over the Dolphins, Titans over Texans, Buccaneers over Bears, the Browns over the Seahawks, the Chargers over the Jets, Redskins over Panthers, Steelers over the Cardinals, the Raiders over the Chiefs, Cowboys over Rams, Packers over Vikings, the Saints over the Colts, and the Ravens over the Jaguars. So those are how my picks in Week 7 go. Let's see how the games actually go. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.